Morning, day 10. So today I've left Danby Wiske in my rear view mirror. I'm heading on to, I think, a place called Lordstones, but it depends how I get on today. It's a long day yesterday. By the time I got to the pub, where I got a bed for the night, didn't sleep, but that's a different story. I was very tired. I think I'd done about 24 miles yesterday, and I think, to be honest, I'd overdone it a little bit. This morning my foot's really sore. I've got these shooting pains at my right foot. I don't know what it is. I'm just hoping that the drugs kick in soon and everything will be okay. If not, I'm just going to be limping along like this literally for miles. But let's see how we get on anyway. The sun is shining. I'm in a big wheat field, and got a full tummy. Vegan breakfast, thank you very much, landlord of the Swan Inn. He even filled my bottles of water for me, dried my shoes off last night. He even dared to take the insoles out and dry them off. I mean, can you imagine putting your hand inside my stinky shoes? Jeez, man, that man must be brave. But there you go. Some people do some crazy things. And I treated myself last night. And you're not going to believe this, but I had a shower last night. That's not a treat, although that was a treat. And I changed my undercrackers. Yes, folks, news bulletin. I have had the same pair of underpants on for 10 days. 10 long sweaty days. Through ups and downs, through sweatinesses and sweatinesses. I changed them. Before, basically they were so rigid that there was no way I was going to be able to put them on without cracking them first. So I put some new undercrackers on. I slid my weary legs into them. Oh, and it was like having a little warm hug around my bum. It was so nice. And then I double treat. I put some nice new socks on. Ah, heaven. So yes, the old stinkies have been packed away in the bag now, and they're going to take several goes through the washing machine, I would imagine, before they even resemble something that looks like undergarments. But I'm enjoying the moment. I won't last long, another couple of days, and they're going to be stinking again. Hey, it's the joy of hiking, man. Getting attacked by wheat, get off. Say is thank God there isn't any such thing as smell-o-vision on YouTube, because the stink of shit out here is absolutely disgusting. It's absolutely nauseating. It is so unpleasant. Honestly, it's making me feel sick. It's obviously coming from, you probably can't see, but there's several large farms around here. Hellholes for animals, places of horrible deeds, disgusting house switches for animals. Stink the countryside up. Wind over. It's not exactly the picturesque beer garden I enjoyed just outside Richard yesterday, but they sell crisps and nibbles and Red Bull. That's all that matters. In fact, here I am, just about to cross the A19. So yeah, really coasting now. Just passed over the A19, had a few nibbles. Now I'm going through the village of Ingleby. So I'm not quite sure where the next stop is, but there's some hills ahead, so I suspect I'm going to start climbing shortly. Goodbye A19 in the distance. Hello uphill. It's Henry's Top Shop. He's got his crisps. Whoa, lots of crisps and stuff in there. He's got his drinks. Oh, thank you very much, Mr. I don't mind if I do. All for hikers. Fantastic. Now, St. Bees, 132 miles, 307,000 steps. Promenades Bay, 48 miles, 111,000 steps. Cool. On the Cleveland Way here, which intersects with coast to coast. Not a very impressive pile of stones, is it? That's amazing. Look at these massive slabs of stone, all laid by hand to create this path. Someone said apparently these all came from old mills and things that were shut down and repurposed and brought up here. That beautiful heather, as well as obviously all the stones. You can only imagine how long it must have taken to put all these down to create this wonderful path. This wonderful path that goes on forever and ever! Out of the way. Way up high here. Wow. Really high. I'm staying tonight. No, not 10. Lordstones. Where's home for you? Hi. Well, it's been a long day, I tell you. It's been a very strange day. Probably a day of what I would say a day of two halves, if you like. So I left Danby Wiske this morning about 9 o'clock. That first half of the day, to be honest, was pretty miserable. It was uninspiring, uneventful, and with the smells coming out of the factory farms, to be fair, I think I could say it was pretty unpleasant as well. So that sort of continued on, going round fields, through fields, just uninspiring type of walking. all the way to the A19. So I grabbed some snacks from the service station on the A19, not knowing there was a really nice coffee house 10 minutes down the road, but anyway, missed out on that one. So from the A19 on the other side, it suddenly got a bit more interesting, and when I was going up through woods and nice trails, and then right up onto the top of the moors, and yeah, it made for a really nice sort of second half of the day. So where I am now is a place called Lordstones Country Park, and it's a very weird place, because I turned up here thinking it was a bit like the Pennine View Park that I stayed at Kirkby Stephen. There'd be lots of motorhomes and caravans, a lot of activity, be able to get yourself a nice drink in the bar, blah blah blah, all that sort of thing. So I've turned up here, there's nobody here. I mean, it's like a ghost town. I actually thought, I wonder if it's closed down. I'm wandering around and there's nobody about. The gate's open, there's not a car, nothing. The visitor centre's closed, the shop's closed, the bar's closed. There's no one staying in the pods, there's no one staying in these lodges that you see behind me. It's just very strange. I phoned the number, it just keeps ringing, there's no answer. Talking to someone else that I bumped into, says, oh, I think it just closes at 4 o'clock. And that's it, they just all bugger off home. So it's very strange for people who sort of rock up like me and want to get a camping pitch, because you can't. So it's what I'm doing is actually wild camping in their campsite. And yeah, apparently they don't open till 9 o'clock, but I'll be gone by then, so so they've missed out on getting my camping fee. But it's tough shit, isn't it? You know, there's no one here to greet you, meet you, show you what the facilities are or anything. You can't get into the showers, you can't get into the toilet block, nothing. So I've had all I've had left to eat is 2 packets of porridge oats. I was hoping to get a meal. So that's it for me. 2 packets of porridge oats and a few raisins. No pints, sadly. So I'm going to go brew up a coffee. So that's the end of this day, day 10. Tomorrow I'm going to head over the moors up to Blakey Ridge and the Lion Inn, which is a very famous pub right on the top there. I'm going to stay there. They allow camping for coasters. So that should be quite nice. I think it's about 12 miles. So depending on the severity of the climbs and the descents, should be quite a nice day. Although someone did say that apparently in for a lot of rain tomorrow. So could be pretty bleak up there on the moors in the rain. Very much American werewolfish. Never mind. There hopefully will be something to eat and a pint when I get there. So ciao for now.